Yeah. So, hello everyone. This is Wise Crypto Community. Today we're going to discuss about the Susumi, which is a DeFi platform for the communities, and also their flagship product is the Susumi App actually. So, through this AMA, we'll know more about the Susumi. Here is our honorable guest, Sam. So, sir, first of all, can you please introduce yourself first? That how do you connect this project, and what is your designation?
Thank you very much. Yes, my name is Sam Igwe. I am the CEO and one of the co-founders of Susumi Capital. I'm a Nigerian. I have a technology background. I've been in the technology space for quite some years. I used to do mobile games and telecoms in the past, and then digital transformation, and now I'm doing a blockchain project. And Susumi is our idea of giving to the world to what we call cooperative finance, which is the practice of getting people to pool funds together, but to help individuals within communities. And this is what the Susu token does. And I'm really happy to have this opportunity to discuss with you guys, answer your questions, and maybe try to explain to you a little bit more of how this concept works, because it's quite a novel thing. It's revolutionary. It looks a little bit complicated, but it's quite simple. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir, for to know about yourself. It's really great to us, and also, I think the Susumi has a great vision through this project actually, like to unlock the redundant capital from the local groups, and also then can channel this capital towards the socio-economic transformations of any underdevelopment community, like using cryptocurrencies. So can you say more about that is what is this Susumi actually and how it works in crypto, and what is the history behind this project?
Sorry, we're breaking up a bit. You say, can I?
Yeah, I just said, can you say more about your Susumi and also how it works in crypto?
Okay, thank you. So like you said also in your opening, it's a decentralized finance, or in this case, we're talking about decentralized crowdfunding. So crowdfunding, which as a lot of people are now very familiar with, is, people pulling together for either an idea or to solve somebody's need. But in this case, we are talking about a different model of crowdfunding, a model of crowdfunding that is sort of equitable, in the sense that to allow everybody to get the opportunity of getting funded. So it won't be only just a few people getting funded and other people not. So how do we do this? So how we do that is that we give an incentive to people who donate. The incentive that we give to people who donate is that when somebody creates a fund in Susumi, the people who donate to the fund receive Susu tokens equivalent to the amount of BUSD, because it's a BUSD and Susu pair. So they receive Susu tokens equivalent to the amount of BUSD that they donated. Now, the Susu tokens that they receive, so the BUSD that is donated goes to the wallet of the person who created the fund directly. So you create your fund, you receive BUSD, the people who donated to you receive Susu tokens in return. Now, the Susu tokens that are received by the donors in return, it goes into a vesting period. So the vesting period is 100 days, okay? So it's locked. However, the donor can break that vesting period immediately if he uses his own Susu tokens to create a fund for himself. You see? Because on the platform, you need Susu token, you need to stake Susu token to be able to create a fund. So you can break the vesting period and then create your own Susu fund. And then other donors who come to the platform too can donate to your own fund. You receive the BUSD and they receive the Susu tokens. So it's like a swap. Now, this whole transaction is being controlled by a smart contract. And there are certain rules that must be observed within the smart contract. For example, one person cannot donate more than once to a fund. So it has to be one person, and the funds cannot be collected until it has matured. So until the amount of money, the target is achieved. So if you want to raise, for example, $1,200 on Susumi, this is how it would work. You have to come to Susumi and deposit $100 worth of Susumi tokens to open the fund. And then you would need 12 people who will donate $100 in BUSD to the fund. Now, if there are only 10 people, the money cannot be withdrawn until it is 12. And then when it is 12, that's $1,200. The $1,200 goes to the wallet of the person who created the fund. Each of the 12 who donated $100 would receive Susu tokens worth 100 BUSD at the rate or the price of Susu token on the day or the time when the fund was created. Now, the 100, if on the other hand, you don't achieve 1,200 within a period of 30 days, the transaction is reversed. It is closed and it is reversed, and all funds are returned to the wallets where they originated from. So the Susu tokens goes back to the creator of the fund, and the BUSD goes back to the people who may have donated in the time. So that is basically how it is controlled by the smart contract. At the end of the day, nobody loses any money. It's either the funds are raised or the funds are returned.
That's true. So yeah, thank you for that actually. So I think this is a great project you were working on that, and also there are a lot of benefit people will get through this Susumi. They have a lot of rich vision in future, and also they have the app that enables anybody to raise funds in the stable coins from the donors using the Susu fund, and also all the donors are rewarded with the Susu coins. A Susu fund is also a donation, so only the person we know. And there's a lot of utilities of the Susu coins, like Susu coin is used to create a Susu fund, and also the Susumi app. And Susu fund has a fixed number of donors who can donate a fixed amount of the BUSD each of the fund.
Correct.
So I think I just want to know more about your token, and also that what the benefits for this token if people hold for it a long time.
Okay. All right. Yes. So the token, first of all, the maximum supply of the token is 100 billion units, and we have 95.1% of the maximum supply is deposited in the Susu fund. That is the smart contract. Okay. Now, which means that in circulation, you probably have just about 3% of Susu tokens. So it's a limited supply of tokens available, which once they are bought up, they will not be available. So the only way to get fresh Susu tokens is when a donation has been made to a Susu fund. Okay, so now the basic and the main utility of the fund is to give the user access to create a fund on the Susumi platform. So that's the primary utility of the Susu fund. Now, what happens is that when the user creates a fund and donations come in, what happens is that new Susu tokens are issued out of the smart contract. Now, because there is a fixed supply of tokens in the smart contract, that fixed number begins to deplete. So as the number depletes, there is the pricing algorithm begins to recalculate the price of the Susu tokens, so that you find that subsequent funds that are created, the Susu token will now be issued at a higher price. So for the long-term holder, there is that obvious opportunity that the value of the token begins to increase as more people are raising funds. So this creates a kind of a reciprocal cycle. So people are raising funds to help themselves, and the people who are holding the token itself, the value is going up, and the value is going up because more people are raising funds. So people are going in there to raise BUSD for one reason or the other, and at the same time giving value to the token because more people need it. And when people need to raise more funds again, then they need to go and get more tokens to raise it. Remember that for you to be able to have access to create a fund, you also have to deposit a fraction of the funds in Susu tokens. So you deposit some Susu tokens back into the smart contract. So some tokens are coming in and some are being issued out. So this gives stability, this gives value to the price, and this also makes it in such a way that the pricing or the value is not dependent on speculation, because the bulk of the tokens are all in the smart contract. So what you have in circulation is a very limited quantity, even as at now, less than 0.5% that would be in circulation. So that is the primary. Further down the line, because Susumi is we have an ecosystem of cooperative finance applications. So we have 2 or 3 other applications which also use the Susu coin as their native token. So that gives you even further value for the coin down the road. So we have, like on our roadmap, we have our asset tokenization, which is for community projects, which also uses the Susumi coin. So holders of the coin have that value. Then in terms of what the market does in crypto right now, we have a number of programs where people may want to stake. This is not provided directly by Susumi. This is through third parties who have looked at the Susumi model and see how the value can be increased over time. So there are staking opportunities and staking programs where the Susumi can be used for that. But primarily, the value for the user is that we have an intelligent algorithm that manages the Susumi smart contract, which holds all the token. And as people use that token to have access to create funds on the platform, then the price invariably is going to increase.
Yes, definitely, that's true. So thank you, sir, for describing all about your token and tokenomics. So Susu is the native currency of the Susumi applications, which is used to create the perpetual fund and also in the smart contract. And the token is fully minted, and also the majority of the total supply is deposited into the smart contract. And the token will be fully is convertible and also the tradable in public exchange. So you can trade it, and also you can make money, and you can convert this token in the public exchange. And also user will deposit Susu tokens to create a new Susu fund campaign. And also like the majority of the Susu fund tokens are issued out of the subscribers of the fund, and also reward for the participations. And I can say that is newly issued Susu tokens enter a fasting period, which can be broken if the users wishes to use to the tokens to create the new Susu fund. So those are some things about their Susu coin currency token. So, sir, as we know today, the market situation is not bad. Also, it is very good. The market is rising right now. So, what is your marketing strategy to make your coin valuable right now, and also what is the strategy to make people more and more in your platform?
Okay, thank you very much. We are all happy to see that the crypto has withstood the storm of 2022, and 2023 starting out very, very well for crypto. So there's hope going forward. Now, our strategy, our primary strategy is pure and simple community engagement. Susumi is a project for communities. The idea of Susumi is to see that members of communities, individuals who are in communities, are able to prosper. Because when the individuals begin to prosper, then the community itself also prospers. So our plan is to work with as many communities as possible. That's why I'm here with CryptoWise, to say to you that we can engage with you, engage with your members, use Susumi individuals to raise funds. Now, remember that the original motivation for Susumi is because we saw, for example, in the global south, a situation where communities and individuals rely a lot on what we call conventional finance institutions to be able to get money to do the things that they do. And that has really led to, what the prevalence of poverty. It's very difficult to get rid of poverty. That is because the finance comes from the top. It comes externally. So now what we are saying is that where people don't have access to credit cards, they don't have access to bank overdrafts and things like that, how do they get money in time they need to do things that they have to do? How do they come out of the situation that they're in? Even with the crypto situation that has taken a lot of people's savings, how do people come out of it? So if you look, for example, at the life of ants, the way ants cooperate, say if they want to cross, for example, a river, and they hold onto each other and they cross over, that is the kind of financial cooperation we're talking about in Susumi. So what we are saying is that if we engage with communities, it's not about hype. Our marketing plan is not necessarily about hype, but more about engagement, more about introducing people to actually use it. There isn't any community around the world that don't practice some kind of cooperative finance, be it for leisure, maybe when you have a wedding or a funeral, people get together and contribute money, be it for business, people get together and contribute money to do one business or the other, be it for charity, for whatever reason. There's so many reasons why people, but what we are saying is imagine where you still come together, you contribute money to do that thing that you want to do. The money that is contributed gets to the person who needs to do what they need to do with the money. You still contribute the money and they get the money. So you create a fund for $600. 12 people within the community agree to donate $50 each. $600 is used to do the need why the fund was created in the first place, which without Susumi, you could have still contributed that money. But now in this case, what is happening is that each person who contributed now receives $50 worth of Susu token, which he has two options. He can either hold it and after the 100 days vesting period, sell it on the exchange, or he can use it and create another fund for himself. And other people who also would want to use the Susu coin can also come donate to him and get the money. So in effect, we are issuing, the smart contract is issuing out Susumi coins to people, and the people who created the funds are receiving the money for the coins, for the Susumi coins that are being issued out. So our marketing strategy is to work with communities across the globe. You can raise funds from people who are total strangers. You don't need to have any relationship in terms of, like them or go to the same school with them or anything like that. No. The only thing is that there is an incentive. If you give $50 in, you receive $50 back in Susu, and you go and do what you want to do with it. So in this way, we know that it can scale. So that's really the crux of our marketing. It's to engage with as many communities as possible. We have a number of programs running with various communities, and being that this is cryptocurrency, the first early adopters obviously have to be crypto people, but then it is also designed to be a very simple and easily accessible app so that more of the non-crypto people will not find it very challenging to be able to log in and engage directly and work with it. So kind of design it more towards the conventional web app so that it will be easier also. Crypto people can use it easily. Non-crypto people can also find it easy to use. So that's our marketing strategies: community, partnerships, and engagement.
Yeah. So those people are new into crypto. They can easily use the Susumi app, and also they have for instruction that how to use it. Just visit their website and make a research about that white paper. You'll know more about it. And also, as we know, they have the crowdfunding. Like therefore, I can say that is for established models for they are using to internet crowdfunding. Like first of all, that is equity based, and also then reward based, then the landing base, and also donation base. So they're basically a crowdfunding platform, I said previously. So no worry about that. They are using these models and they make their crowdfunding. But sir, my question is that how do you make secure this kind of funds that not to hack, not to scam, and so on? What is your security system on that purpose?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, of course, security is high priority. More so now that we have a lot of stories of security breaches here and there. So first thing is that we, at every stage of the development of the platform, we use external auditors, software auditors, crypto auditors. So we have audited continuously the Susumi Coin development, the crowdfunding app, smart contract. They've been audited. We have also run tests and bug bounties and security testing, and we continuously do penetration testing. We have a distributed architecture for our hosting to enable at least security and the runtime to be maintained, the uptime. So we also have end-to-end encryption for data. Users have multi-factor authentication, which they're encouraged to use when signing up. And the Susumi wallet also, you have access to your, of course, private keys, so to export the Susumi wallet wherever you are. And then also in the design of the crowdfunding, the Susu fund itself, it's designed in such a way that each transaction, each fund operates a little bit like an escrow. So users' funds are isolated within each fund. So thereafter, I believe this also reduces the attraction to the malicious agents. When you see that the price, it isn't really that much. So all we have really is the Susu tokens itself in one place, but every Susu fund transaction is kind of isolated as an escrow. So once the fund is completed, it goes to that wallet. If it's not, then everything is reversed, or the tokens that go to the donors are issued out of it. So this is a deliberate design to minimize that risk of some kind of heist, where people maybe break in and try to siphon the user's funds. So it's quite secure in that sense that the integrity of the user's fund has been our priority, and we can give you details either on you can find it on our website, or maybe we'll share it here within the community, details of the Susumi crowdfunding app audit. And if you take time to actually go through the audit, you see that it's not an audit that was done in a hurry. It was done over several months, because there were issues that we are constantly working on to make sure that it will be watertight to avoid any kind of breaches. But then we are continuously working on this, because security is we're in a very dynamic environment. So security is something that you have to keep evolving with new developments. So we are very much on that as well. Thank you.
Yes, thank you on that purpose actually. So people don't worry about their security. They're 100% secure, and also to realize the potential of the crowdfunding to change the game for a larger proportion of the people who use it. A different approach must be considered. So crowdfunding, the person is a distinct and also radical approach to the crowdfunding. is I can say something like the crowd will not need to like searching also the quality of the idea or emphasize with the need for, and also it will decided to support the campaign, and also the crowd is compelled for the fund and also the campaign simply because of the individual who created the campaign in a member, and also for the network of the community. So, sir, do you have any plan for your token to be listed on any exchange, or have you already done it? And also, what your plan in on that actually? So, do you want to make it listing any other exchange?
Oh yes, thank you very much. Well, that's brilliant, because today we can confirm to you the fantastic news that Susumi has been listed. Fantastic. It's trading today on BuyBox Exchange, and this is one of many exchanges. We have plans to list Susumi on multiple exchanges this month, continue up until the month of April. So one or two of the small ones, and we have also a couple of very big ones ahead. So Susumi is trading today. You can look it up on the BuyBox. It says Susu and USDT pair. So that's, that is one of the milestones we had end of January, early February. We said we were going to list the token. So now we have listed the token. So it's available and being traded. But at the same time, I want you to also bear in mind that by donating on the platform, you can get the tokens issued at a price that is most likely lower. Actually, right now is lower than the price at which it's trading on the exchange. So you can get the tokens at a cheaper price by donating to a fund on the platform. So you receive it, and you can either keep it, or you can also create another fund for yourself and other members. So because the tokens are limited and the amount of money you can raise in the basic fund is also limited. So if you have a large community, maybe 50 people, 60, 100 people, so the first 12 will be able to contribute to a fund, receive the tokens in that, and then the other 12 can also create funds, or maybe 6 or 7 can create funds, and other people will contribute. And that way, more and more people will be able to have access to the token and also create their own funds. The idea behind it all is that as soon as people are creating their funds, one thing is certain, that everybody who comes would be able to get more money than what they put in the first place. That's how it works. And this is all working with communities.
Yeah, I think this is very important announcement for the Susu. There is a big, BuyBox is the shield to announce the listing of your coin, and also anyone can deposit, I think, from the February 17th, and also anyone can make trade on the merch. I think
today.
yes, yeah, from today.
Trading today, yeah.
Okay, that's very great news. So anyone can make trade from the today. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned with them and make your money and help the community and help the poor people through the Susumi.
Well, not only helping the poor people, we can help ourselves as well.
Yes. So the last question before we take the community question. So what is your plan right now according to your roadmap?
Okay, so thank you. Our immediate plan right now is to complete our listing schedule. So like I said, we have multiple exchanges that we are targeting to list, because this is cryptocurrency, and also within the exchanges, you already have communities, people who are already in those exchanges. So we want to make Susumi available to as many exchanges as we have the capacity to handle. So we are planning on 6, but we look like we want to scale it down to 4 between now and April. We'll be listing on those exchanges. I can't give you the details because right now our first focus is BuyBox, and shortly after we've run on BuyBox a couple of weeks, we would announce other exchanges as well that go along to this. Susu. So that's our first priority. Following that, we will start working on multi-chain deployment. Right now, it's only available on Binance, but we've been working on Polygon and also Solana. So we have multi-chain deployment. Then also we have a Susumi NFT, which is an NFT that can enable users to earn some revenue from the Susumi Coin as well. Then we also have, like I mentioned earlier, the Susumi Asset Tokenization Platform, so which is a way for communities to also use the same idea of cooperative finance to build infrastructure projects with funds raised from members of their community. So this is our plans for 2023.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your plans to our community, and I think everyone has got it. And I hope within times you will be achieve your desired goal and you can able to reach your plan actually. So thank you once again. It's time to take community questions. So people raise your hand so that I can choose someone to ask question. So first of all, Mr. Bhatt, hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, but ask your question, please.
I have a question. So many projects like to speak about a long-term vision and mission. But what are your short-term objectives? What are you focusing right now?
What was the specific question? So what are my...
Hello, Mr. Bhatt. Can you repeat your question once again?
So many projects just like to speak about the long-term vision and mission. But what are your short-term objectives? What are you focusing right now?
Oh, okay. Short term. Okay. Thank you very much, Bhatt. Yes, in the short term is to empower individuals, to transform individuals financially. That is the short-term plan. We have long-term plans, like I've been explaining, working on communities and doing things and ultimately changing the whole world. Yes, those are long-term plans. But right now, we want to transform individuals. So what we are saying is that we have created Susumi as a means for somebody to go now, create a fund, and then for other people to see the value of using the token to create their own funds as well. But for them to create their own funds, they have to first forgive the first person whose fund is already there. Donate to him. Give him first 50 BUSD. That guy receives 600 BUSD, or he receives 1,200 or 2,000 BUSD first. Let the first man receive 2,000 BUSD. Then all those who have donated, the 12 people who have donated to him, get the opportunity for others to also donate to them. We will all receive funds, but it's a reciprocal. There has to be the first one or two people who will get it first, and others will follow, and others will follow, and others will follow, and others will follow. But it starts with somebody, and because of the way the smart contract has been designed, nobody is going to be left out. There's nobody who is going to get, and the other person will be left out. So there's no question of saying, oh, how will I trust that if I give, I will receive? Because if you give, the condition already built into the smart contract is that you are going to receive. And if anybody wants to receive, the person has to first of all give to you. So that's how it works. So that is our short-term plan. Our short-term plan is to come to communities and say, hey, this is what this token can do with you and your members. Have access to it. Somebody wants to raise money to, maybe you want to buy a token, or you want to buy some car, or you want to do whatever it is that you're planning to do to get out of the economic situation that we're facing right now globally. How can you raise the money? You can raise the money from all the friends within you, all the people in your network. If those people also know that by giving to you that money, they will get a token back. Ordinarily, people go to exchanges and various places to give to a third party money to get a token and hope that if enough people buy it, the token will rise in value. Okay, which is what is happening in crypto. But what we are saying now is you don't need to go to a third party. to give your money to buy that token, you can come to Susumi and give the money to your friend, and the smart contract will issue him the Susumi token. And other people can do that. And as that is happening, the Susumi token itself also rises in value, just like the token you're going to buy. The only difference here now is that there is nobody who's going to pull the rug or going to run away with the money, because the money goes to your friend. It goes to, people that you know, people that you relate with. That's just the difference between Susumi and others. So we want to see, use the money within communities and give it to the members of the community so they can build up their lives. That's what we're saying. That's our short-term plan, to empower individuals in communities.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat. Mr. Bharat, actually, I think you have got your answer.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. So stay in with them and don't go anywhere. So the next one, I can choose Crypto Wingle, I think. Hello, Crypto Wingle.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Ask your question, please.
Okay. Since
we can't hear from your side.
can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Ask your question. Hello, Crypto Wingle, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but there is
Can
no
you hear
question
me?
from your side. Please ask your question.
Okay, my question, if you can hear me, my questions are, what are your plans? Like, what has kept you motivated as you move along your project?
Hello. Hi, Crypto
Hello?
Wingy. Yes. Well, motivation is something that we had that was brewing over time. What I mean by brewing over time is that we really had the inspiration for this concept many years ago by observing these traditional practices of how people can come together and raise funds for individuals within their groups. So if I give an example, which is also written about in our white paper, it's talking about the Kai system, which is used by Korean immigrants over the years in the United States. So these are people who come into the United States and don't have access to credit. So they come to start work, and maybe they're earning maybe $500 a month. So they decide to say, okay, every month we're going to bring out $100 as a group of 10 people and put it together and give one person $1,000. So every month, one member of the group gets $1,000, and with his $1,000, he can now pay for something that he couldn't have been able to pay for relying on his salary. What then happens is that within 10 months or 12 months in the first year, each person has been able to make an investment worth $1,000 bulk sum, so that by the second year, they are all earning more than they were earning the first year. And when they do this of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they begin to find out that these immigrants were becoming the wealthiest immigrants in the United States. And they are not using credit. They are not using credit cards. They are doing it by using money from their community. And we also saw this practice in various parts of the world. In West Africa, where I'm from, it's practiced widely. In East Africa, South Africa, South America, Southeast Asia, people do this. But however, there was one common thing, is that people could not do this type of practice unless with people that they really know and trust. So how can it scale? So this is something that really had been very dear to us. I had worked with a microfinance bank many, many years ago when it first started, which was inspired by the Grameen Bank. The Grameen Bank itself from Bangladesh won the Nobel Prize for helping poverty using a similar kind of system. So when we began to look in 2018 at the development of smart contracts and what they can do with cryptocurrency, how you can program money in certain ways. So this now married And, it's a bit like a kind of an eureka. Okay, so this is the key that now fits into everything. And that has really been the inspiration that this can work as soon as people get it, they can begin to use it, because it's not controlled by a third party. It's not a centralized system. Everything is already encoded and deployed on the blockchain. It's transparent. So it begins to run on its own. So that's basically what it is. So that is where our inspiration has been. And we know that as long as the blockchain infrastructure is in place, it is always going to work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wingel, for your question. So I think you have got it. Thank you once again for your question. So the next one is Eva. Hello, Eva.
Hello, Sam. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello, hi. Ask your question, please.
Okay. I think Susu can handle the finance of a large number of group members, because the concept is like the same as saving money, and each group will be rewarded with the same amount as their group members. However, what I'm wondering is, what if one of the members cannot consistently donate every round? Will he be kicked out of the group, or can he pay double in the next round? I mean, let me give you an example. Suppose someone pays his share in the first round, then he gets a reward in the first round as well. Then he is reluctant to pay for the next round. What will happen to him? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Eva. So what you have described is one of the problems which we are using Susumi to solve. Okay, these are things that we observed in the traditional kind of system. You have those kind of things. So maybe the first guy gets the money, and then when it's time for him to give his own money, he'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my grandmother's uncle died somewhere, I have to go," and he disappears. So that is something we know. However, with Susumi, you don't need that. You see, because once the contributions are made or the donations are made, the person who created the fund has their money and takes their money and goes. Now, the people who receive the Susu token have a choice. It's not compulsory that they have to create their own fund. They have a choice. They can either create a fund or they can hold the token. If they create the fund, it doesn't have to be the very same people who he donated to before that have to come back and donate to anybody. So you can create the fund in Jamaica, and then somebody from Switzerland can come and donate to you. He doesn't need to know you. He doesn't need to be in a group with you. All he knows is that he just donates $100 to you, and he receives, once your tokens are complete, he receives $100 worth of tokens from you. He creates his fund, and he tells his friends in Switzerland that, hey, he has a fund. Those ones contribute to him if they need to get the Susu tokens to raise their own funds later. And then maybe somebody from France or somebody from England comes onto the site, donates to the fund of the Swiss guy, takes his Susu tokens and goes off to Kenya to talk to friends in Kenya. So the idea of Susumi is to make cooperative finance in this way to scale globally, so that it does not depend on proximity. It does not depend on trust and relationship. That is why we give the direct incentive in the token equivalent to the amount that has been donated. So everybody gets money. Nobody loses money on Susumi. Nobody loses money. You give the money, you receive your tokens. The tokens you receive, you can either keep it or use it to create a new fund for yourself. And any other person who needs the token comes now and gives you BUSD so that he can get access to the token. So it's the token that regulates the participation, not your relationship with the person who created the fund. Okay, then the second part of your question, which you asked, you said, how can large groups do this? So what we have in Susumi is there are 3 levels of Susumi crowdfunding. So the first level is the basic, which is like introductory. So at the basic level, you have a default number of people in a fund is 12. Now, after the basic level, we have what we call the enterprise level. Then after the enterprise level, we have what we call the community level. Now, the enterprise level the basic level has a maximum of $2,500 that you can raise. Now, after that basic level, the enterprise, you can raise up to $60,000. Now, after the enterprise level, the community level, you can raise up to $25 million, but a minimum of $2,500 at the community level. Now, at the enterprise level, you are not limited to 12. It's a custom selection. You can choose how many people that you want to contribute. So, for example, you can say 25,000, 50 people to contribute $5,000, just as an example. Okay, 50 people to contribute $5,000. It's something that you can do, and it's $10 each person. It's just $100 each person. So it continues like that, or you can do 50 people to do, or 40 people or 20 people to do $10,000. At the community level, which is for larger groups, then you can even do for 1,000 or 2,000 people who can contribute as much as $100,000, $200,000. 3,000, 5,000 people to contribute. When you look at, for example, organizations like university alumni, where they have alumni all over the place and they want to do a project or whatever they want to do, then they have the connections to publicize to their alumni. Maybe they have 10,000 people, and the 10,000 people to contribute $20 each or something like that. So these are the different levels that we have. It doesn't, one person who gives, it does not depend on if another person gives to him. No, that does not work in Susumi.
Okay, so that was a nice answer for me. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Eva and Sam, for that actually nice explanation about that. So thank you, Eva, for your question. So the next one is Mini Max. Hello, Mini Max.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Ask your question, please.
Great presentation, great project. I want to ask that is Susumi planning to add to their token utility at long run, and more so, how can we get updated information about Susumi for us that has interest? Those are my questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, my sister. You're very welcome. I would say that we have plans, and I think I hinted at that earlier, to add to the utility. Right now, as the coin matures in the markets, there are options of things like staking, long-term hold. However, we also have the primary utilities, for example, of asset tokenization. So our asset tokenization platform will also use Susumi coins. So asset tokenization is where projects can tokenize the assets or the projects that they are doing, so that participants can have an equity in it. And also, to be able to access that would require the Susumi coin. Then we also have the Susumi NFT. So the Susumi NFT, which is also going to be available soon, enables holders to obtain a share of the revenue of the funds that are created on Susumi. So it's also a community NFT thing, because Susumi itself earns money by charging a percentage on the funds that have been raised. So when somebody raises funds, we charge between 2% and 8% of the money that has been raised, depending on the amount. So that 2% or 8% generates a fund that Susumi NFT holders, depending on the NFT that they hold, can have a share of. So these are additional utility of the token that is coming up down the line. Thank you. And then you said also regarding how to follow up on news. Well, we have an active community here on Telegram. We also have Twitter. We have a LinkedIn page. And of course, we have the Susumi website, where we use all these channels to constantly update. And of course, Susumi Coin, at Susumi Coin, is our Twitter handle. We are also regularly updated from there as well. And if you sign up for Susumi at susumi.io and you're a user, also you'll be receiving notifications of what is happening via email.
All right, thank you so much. I'll tap into your website now. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Please register susumi.io.
Thank you, the Minimax, for your question. So just visit their website and know more. So the last one is Pearl. Hello, Pearl.
Hello. Good day, everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thanks for bringing me up. Actually, this is really a nice, informative, and educative AMA, I can say. So regarding the Susumi project, we've seen the utilities attached to this project, but I just want to know, like, what are the challenges and difficulties you face while developing this project, and how did you overcome them? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pearl. Well, yeah, there have been quite a number of challenges. That we have faced. I think one of the early challenges we had was last year, when at the time we were about to start our crowd sale, to raise the initial funds to start going. And after all the announcement, in fact, just the week we were opening the crowd sale was when Luna happened. And Luna was quite catastrophic, and then, of course, by the time we recovered from Luna and adjusted and had to get ourselves back, it took us quite some time. It took us longer than we had expected to do, and we had already done our crowd sale, so we had to, we couldn't repeat it, so we had to go on with the limited resources from that. And then just last year, FTX happened, which was even more of a disaster, because with FTX, everything kind of came to a halt, because Susumi itself would have been launched in November last year, if not for the trading. The Susu token would have been trading since November last year. So you can see this November, December, 3 or 4 months delay as a result of those challenges. So those were really our biggest challenges, the financial hurdles. And then, of course, we have the challenge of actually engaging, with the crypto community, who are more used to hype rather than substance. Okay, so we are focusing on trying to develop the substance, and that is where our faith is, that as long as we have the product, as long as we deliver on the product, over time, we have confidence that people will get it and see that there is substance in what we are doing, as opposed to the expectation in the market, which is really about hype. But this isn't about hype. It's not a token that we're looking at people just grabbing, and if it goes up or it goes down, and then they move on. No, we're looking at more as people looking at using the Susumi as a kind of a utility, as a backup utility to help in developing themselves. So even if the market is low and people are not making gains, but you can see opportunities that are opening up in the market, but how do you get the funds to be able to take advantage of those opportunities? So that is where we are positioning Susumi, even for the short term and the long term as well, because you can always fall back to that, create a fund, speak to people about it. Other people who are even looking at having access to Susumi tokens to be able to create their own funds can now come and donate to you to be able to get the token, because the token itself will be extremely limited. So the way to get the token will be to come to the platform, donate to an existing fund, and then receive tokens and hold on to those tokens, because there's no other way. The only way other tokens are going to come is if other people come and also donate. So if other people are coming to donate, then you can create your own fund. And when you create your own fund, let's say you donated $100. When you create you donated $100 and received $100 back worth of Susu tokens. If you use that $100 of Susu tokens to open your own fund, what you're going to receive back is $1,200, which gives you're walking away with $1,100 from those donations. So that's an amazing thing for you to do. But you have to be able to get into that position, you have to give somebody else $100 so that they can get their own funds completed. Then you stand a chance to get your own as well. So this is the mainstay and what is driving us, and that has managed to help us get to this stage. We've developed the application. Application is functioning perfectly. We've relied on our own resources without having to hype up the market and give people unnecessary expectation. So the application is there and available to everybody. Thank you.
Wow, that's really nice. And I wish you guys all the best in these great projects. And I would like to be part of this community. Thank you very much.
Oh, fantastic. Please go. Do you have a Susumi wallet?
Oh, no. But I think I will create one now.
Please go and do so. Susumi.io.
Thank you, Pearl, for your question. So, Sam, I need to wrap up this email right now. So, there is a segment actually. If you visit our group, that is Wise Crypto in the app, you can see that some of the questions people asked in previously, like just visit and you can say. So you need to answer 5 questions through the text of this question actually. So can you do that?
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I'll do that.
Yeah, there was a lot of questions you can see. So I think there is a lot of questions right now also. So just take 5 and answer this through the text in Wise Crypto.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, so thank you everyone. I have to go now. So once again, Sam, thank you for your precious time to Wise Crypto and hope best wishes for your project.
Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful host. And before I go, I just want to mention that there is a fund that's been created on Susumi as the first fund for Wise Crypto. So some of your members who want to get Susu early can actually donate to that fund, which the proceed goes to Wise Crypto, and then receive their first Susumi tokens.
Yes, definitely. And follow all the instruction, what Sam has said, and also visit their website, Telegram group. And if you have any query and any question, ask them there. They will answer it. So thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.